Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the exact system that I use to make over $200,000 a month for across all of our clients utilizing meta ads and Go High Level. So the first thing to understand and to look at is our typical client calendar looks like this. This specific example is for a car detailer. We can see that most of his details are for 5-year coatings. Now, if we scroll down, some of our typical client days is $28,000 sales, and we have literally 5 ceramic coatings in one day for one of our clients. So in the first section, we're going to go over why Meta ads work for service businesses and why they fail. So we need to understand that Meta has over 3 billion users, and your city is in there with your target audience. Geographic targeting on Meta makes Meta's algorithm lethal for service businesses. And the real reason that ads fail is because lead forms oftentimes lead to crickets when speed to lead is the actual game. So ads are just step one, okay? The full funnel is what actually makes money. And there's a really nice quote here by Scott Bullock, which is marketing is all about numbers. Marketing decisions are based on solid research and facts, or else all you're doing is gambling. So in order to make marketing decisions, we need to understand what are the most important metrics to track. And the most important metrics to stack are AOV, which is average order value. What is one job worth to you? The close rate. What percentage of leads do you close? CPO target, right? If you close 1 in 5 leads at a $2,000 job, then you can afford a $200 lead and still make money, assuming you have 100% profit margins, right? What is your LTV? What is your customer lifetime value? A ceramic coating client comes back and refers friends, or a window job can be 10,000 plus extra add-ons or whatever, right? So understanding what your customer lifetime value is. Most service businesses panic at a $50 cost per lead when they're closing $5,000 jobs. And the reality is that you're not really running ads. Your goal is to buy customers. So that being said, what are the 3 most important ads to run for a local service business, regardless if you're high ticket or low ticket? The first ad is the real person video ad, and this is typically the highest performer for local service businesses. Typically, it's an owner or employee on camera, direct to camera. We have a hook within the first 3 seconds that has a location call out, paint, or result. And an example of this is if you're a homeowner in Orange County and your windows are more than 10 years old, watch this video, right? So we're utilizing this framework here to call out a specific ideal customer persona. And these are only going to be 30 to 60 seconds, and make sure that you end with a single simple CTA, like click below for a free quote. The second ad that typically works is static ads, which is the before, after, or result ad. Show the work on a car, the ceramic coating before and after. Show old windows versus new windows before and after. Have a text overlay with the result. And these are more low effort ads that kind of build into your middle of funnel, showing that you already have results for the work that you provide and showing that you are not a new company just looking for clients. And the last ad that I would run is the testimonial / social proof ad. And what this is you have a real customer on camera or a screenshot of a real review, and you have a specific result. And the idea that you're trying to target a very, very specific avatar that is looking for your specific solution. So for example, a specific result could be they installed our windows in 1 day, no mess, no drama, right? So we're selling that specific solution to a specific persona. So having someone give a reputable testimonial for you is going to be any claim that you make about yourself. So now let's move into the ads manager. There is no setting that is going to change your life or results drastically. That being said, there are some minor changes that you can make to ensure that you are giving your ads the best chances of succeeding. And some of those are multi-advertiser ads. You want to turn this one off because why are you paying to advertise with other people? The next thing you're going to want to turn off is reaching more people interested in your service. This is literally going to target people outside of your service area, and that isn't something that you want to do, right? So if you're running a car detailing business in California, you're going to be targeting people in Texas for no reason just because they're interested in your service. You're going to get leads, but they're going to be unqualified. And last but not least, I'd recommend testing of ABO, which is ad set budget optimization, because there's no point in running 10 ads and testing with CBO, because while Meta's engine is strong, it can make mistakes. And with ABO, you're allowing every ad to be tested properly. So now that you have your ads, what happens after? This is arguably more important than the ads because what happens after typically determines if you close the lead or not. We specifically use a landing page, and I'm going to show you exactly what that landing page looks like and how to set it up. So this is what a landing page looks like for a car detailing client. And this landing page is copy and pasted for all the clients throughout all of our niches. So we'll start with the location callout. We're going to be targeting very specific clients in this location, right? And then we have a headline with an offer. And this includes price to beat price objections. And what this means is we are already going to be beating the price objections because we're mentioning the price. So people who see the price as the first thing and are leaving the form aren't going to be our target audience anyway. So the next thing is sub the headline with more information, right? Giving more information as to what the service is and what they're getting out of it. And maybe we have some bullet points where, again, restating the service area. We're restating the product. We're restating the benefits and the justifying the price. The next thing we have is a fake timer and a text hook to encourage immediate decision. We're using a timer to basically say, hey, look, this is only available for this amount of time, right? And we're also using text hooks. We have a few coding spots available this week. You should lock in the spot now. And this time-based hook lowers the anticipated effort for a form. Having a hook that's like, oh, it only takes about 30 seconds to fill the form is going to make filling out the form so much more easier for the customer because like, oh, it's only going to be 30 seconds. It cannot be that long. So now because we have all this information up here and all of this pre-qualification, we can make our forms dead simple. So the minimum information to qualify a lead is going to be a full name, phone number, street address, and the type of vehicle. And again, we don't need to qualify the price because we already did in both 1, the ad, and 2, the landing page. So the next thing we're going to be doing is having a booking page on Calendly that allows people to book themselves in. So I want you guys to know that there are a few things that can still be improved. For example, implementing a quiz funnel instead of a standard form would significantly increase the lead flow. However, right now, that's not our biggest bottleneck. Our biggest bottleneck is actually our client being able to complete the jobs at the rate that he's getting them. So we wouldn't want to increase the lead flow anyway right now. But from the landing page, there are one of two things that happen. The first is that they book themselves in after they get sent for follow-ups and appointment confirmations. So in theory, our client doesn't have to text the lead at all. They just show up to the job, and this is what that looks like. So as if someone were to fill out the form, they would get instantly texted, and then they would get appointment follow-up reminders. So that way, again, our client doesn't have to reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm on the way, because the bot and A2P would do it for him automatically. The second thing that happens is that they don't book themselves in. What this means is they either partially submitted the form or they only put 1 or 2 things down, but they never completed the booking page. And what happens after this is they get instantly texted so that they are aware that they are not confirmed. If they don't confirm after that, within 7 days, they get followed up with automatically to encourage booking. And if they still don't book at the end of the month, they all get texted again. And this happens all automatically with our system. So we can see that this guy right here did not book, right? He got their submission, but he didn't book himself in. So fast forward 15 days later or 7 days later, he got another text message sent to asking him and pushing him to book. So the point of this entire system, right, is speed to lead is everything, right? This is the most important metric for service businesses to track because leads are literally 400% more likely to close just because you text within the first minute of opt-ins. And as a service business competing against huge companies, it is important that you maximize your chances of closing because that is going to be the lifeblood of your business. So in theory, the ads don't make the money, and that's the biggest misconception. Everyone has this misconception that you could just run ads and make money, but the entire system makes money. So when you're seeing people run ads for a lead form, next time, fill out the form and see what happens after, and that will give you more insight as to exactly what they're running and how you can implement it for yourselves. Now, if you want us to build it for you, just leave a comment or send me a DM on Instagram at Austin Van or at Avion Growth, and from there we can chop it up.